शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। Namaste. Now we will see the meanings of Sri Vishnu Sahasranama based on Sri Shankaracharya Bhashya for verse 94. First, we will see the verse. Vihaya sagatar jyotihi suruchirhuta bhugvibhuhu ravirvirochana suryaha savita ravilochanaha. The namas herein are Vihayasa gatihi, Jyotihi, Suruchihi, Hutabhuk, Vibhuhu, Ravihi, Virochanaha, Suryaha, Savita, Ravilochanaha. So there are 10 namas here. We will see the meanings of each of these one by one. The first nama is Vihayasa gatihi. There are a couple of interpretations for this nama. We will see one by one. Vihayasam gatihi ashrayah asyeti vihayasa gatihi. The one who has the sky as his abode. So here for this nama there are two components, Vihayasa and Gati. Vihayasa is sky, space, Akasha. Gati has been interpreted by Acharya as Ashraya, abode. So the one who resides in the high heavens, he is Vaikuntha-loka. So there the one who resides, he is Vihayasa Gatihi, the Vaikuntha-vasi, Narayana. He is described through this first interpretation. Tripadasya divi. So the manifest portion is what we see here. The higher, unmanifest, subtler aspects of Bhagavan is there in Amritam Divi, in the high heavens, that is in Vaikuntha Loka. The Paranarayana Swarupa is there. So that is pointed out by this first interpretation, Vihayasa Gatihi. The second interpretation, Vishnupadam Adityova, the feet of Vishnu, space, or the sun. So here Vihayasa Gati is Vihayasa is a space and Gati is movement. So the one who moves about in the space. Who is that? To this Acharya says Vishnu Padam. So we see in the Vamana Avatara that the feet of Bhagavan Narayana moved about in the space and encompassed it or covered it. So Vishnu Pada, the feet of Lord Narayana, is stated as Vihayasa Gati, that which moves about and that which encompasses the entire space. So that is one idea that is presented by Acharya. In Samskrita literature, Vyad Vishnu Padam. So sometimes the word Vishnu Pada is synonymous to the space, or which, how is this to be understood? So space is that where the feet of Lord Narayana moved about. Hence, that is Vishnu Padam. So space itself is Vishnu Padam, or Vishnoho Padaha, or the feet of Lord Narayana is Vihayasa Gati, which moved about in the space. So that is the first idea connected with Vishnu Padam. And then of course Aditya. So Bhagavan Surya Narayana, he moves about in the space. Hence the Surya Narayana Swarupa or Aditya Swarupa, that is also indicated by the term Vihayasa Gatihi. So these are the two interpretations to the term Vihayasa Gatihi. The second nama is Jyotihi. Swatayeva Dyotata iti Jyotihi, the one who shines on his own. So the word Jyoti itself is light, and Bhagavan does not derive his source of light from anywhere else. He shines on his own. That's why Acharya says, Swata eva dyotate, Swayam prakashaha jyotihi. So even in the Narayana Upanishad, we see Narayana paro jyotihi atma narayana paraha. So the ultimate source of light which shines on its own, which is jyotihi, is Narayana himself. The third nama is Suruchihi. Shobhana, Ruchihi, Deeptihi, Ichhava, Asyeti, Suruchihi. The one whose desires are good, the one who shines beautifully. So here, this nama has two components, Su and Ruchi. Su is a Shobhana, good, beautiful. Ruchi has a two meanings, Deepti and Icha. Ruchi means light, luster, shining nature, and Icha. Ruchi is also taste or Icha, desire. So the one whose desires or sankalpas are good or great or for the well-being of the entire creation, for all the jivatmans, for all the charachara prapancha, he is Suruchi, the one who desires the good and welfare of all the creation, he is Suruchi. And then as stated in the previous nama, being the Jyotis Swarupa, he shines forth beautifully. So in both the ways, Lord Narayana is Suruchihi. The next nama is Hutabhuk. Samasta Devatodeshena Pravritteshwapi Karmasu Hutam Bhungte Bhunakti Tiva Hutabhuk. The one who ultimately consumes the offerings given to all divinities, or the one who takes care of all the offerings made to all divinities. He ensures their acceptance and granting desires for the purpose for which offerings were made. So here there are two components in this nama, Huta and Bhuk. So Huta is that which is offered. Bhuk has two meanings or two forms or two interpretations. Bhunkte, Bhunakti Tiva. So the root Bhuj has two forms. One is the Atmanepadi form and the Parasmahipadi form, and each of these have different meanings. Though the root is same, if their form, if it becomes bhunkte, grammatically if it becomes bhunkte, it has a different meaning. If it becomes bhunakti in the parasmaipadi form, then it means different. Bhunkte means the one who consumes, eats, and bhunakti is the one who takes care of. So the root itself is palana abhyavaharayoho. Palana, palana is to take care, and abhyavahara is to consume. So Bhagavan Hutabhuk, he consumes to whichever divinity offerings are made, ultimately it reaches Bhagavan Narayana only. Sarvadeva Namaskaraha Keshavam Pratigachati. So that's what we see in our tradition. So all offerings, all yajnas, yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha shraddhayarchitumicchati tasya tasya chalam shraddham tameva hidadhamyaham. So worship various forms of divinities. I give you shraddha in those worships because ultimately it is Bhagavan Narayana who is worshipped through those various forms. The names and forms may differ. The ultimate destination of all the worships is Lord Narayana himself. So whatever is offered to whichever divinity, it ultimately reaches Bhagavan Narayana. Hence he is Hutam Bhunkte. It is he who consumes all the offerings that is offered to various divinities. And Hutam Bhunakti means that which is offered, he takes care of it. What is taking care of that which has been offered? Probably it indicates that he ensures that the purpose for which the offering is made so is served. So with various desires, various prayers, the and anxieties and worries, people would have worshipped and offered whatever they could to the divinities. So Bhagavan Bhunakti, he takes care, he ensures that the offerings are accepted and the desired benefits are granted to the devotees. Hence, in these ways, so in this subtle way, the two beautiful dimensions of this Nama Hutabhuk has been brought out by Acharya. The next Nama is Vibhuhu. Sarvatra Vartamanatvat Trayanam Lokanam Prabhutvadva Vibhuhu. Being present everywhere or being the Lord of all the three worlds, he is Vibhuhu. So the word Vibhu has been given two meanings by Acharya at one go. Sarvatra Vartamana, the one who is all pervasive. So that is the meaning of the word Vibhu. And Prabhu and Vibhu are also taken by Acharya as synonymous. Prabhu, he is the Lord. Lord of whom? Trayanam Lokanam. For all the three worlds, Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha. So for all the three worlds, he is the Lord. Hence, being Prabhu, the Lord, he is Vibhu. And being all pervasive, Sarvavyapi, he is Vibhuhu. The sixth Nama is Ravihi. Rasanadatta iti Ravihi Adityatma. The one who absorbs water in the form of sun. So Ravi refers to the sun. How does it point to the sun? Rasan adatte iti Ravihi. Rasa refers to water. Adatte, the one who absorbs. He is Ravi. So Ravi itself means the one who absorbs water. So who is the one that absorbs water? It is the sun who absorbs the water. Why does he absorb water? Only to give it back to the people as rains. So in the form of Aditya, the one who is constantly established in the welfare of the humanity, of the Jivatmans, he is Ravihi Bhagavan Narayana. Rasanancha tathadanat Ravirityabhidhiyate iti Vishnu Dharmottare. So the Vishnu Dharmottara Purana is presented, a reference from Vishnu Dharmottara Purana is presented by Acharya to show that Bhagavan in the form of Ravi also, he takes care of the sustenance of the universe. The next Nama is Virochanaha. Vividham rochate iti virochanaha. The one who shines variously. So Vividham rochate, vi rochana, vividha in various forms, rochate, the one who shines. So in all the luminous forms, it is the Bhagavan who shines through them, be it the sun, the moon, the stars, the fire, all these sources of light, they derive their luminosity from the Bhagavan. So whatever shines forth in whichever manner, it is Bhagavan who shines forth. Or it can be understood as in various names and forms in his various avatars, it is the self-same Narayana who incarnates, who manifests for Dushta Shikshana and Shishta Rakshana and Dharma Paripalana. So these are the two ideas. So all the luminous forms is Bhagavan and hence he is Virochana, and all the glorious manifestations for the protection of dharma, he shines forth brilliantly in with his glorious acts in those avatars, and hence he is Virochana. The eighth nama is Suryaha. Sute Shriyamiti Suryaha Agnirva Suryaha. So the one who yields wealth in the form of Surya or the Agni. So the nama Surya has been derived by Acharya as Sute iti Suryaha, the one who yields. What does he yield? Shriyam, wealth. So the one who yields wealth is Surya. Yes, it is because of the sun, Surya, the Aditya, the Ravi, which was mentioned earlier. Because of him, the plants grow, the crops give their yield, everyone derive their sustenance, they thrive and prosper only in the presence of the sun. Hence, Sute Shriyam, he grants wealth. So the Aditya Swarupa, the Surya, the sun is Surya, and that is also a manifestation of Bhagavan Narayana. And then Agnirva, so again, Sute Shriyam. It is again Agni, the fire, which yields wealth. Yes, because there are a couple of ideas related to it. By performing various yajnas in Agni, it yields various desired benefits. Performing various yajnas and yagas as prescribed in the Shrutis and Smritis, that Agni Devata yields various wealth, and hence Sute Shriyam, it yields wealth. Or the harnessing of fire. So when humanity started harnessing the fire, the civilization itself developed, or it grew manifold, or it attained very great refinement with the harnessing of fire. And hence, so a person who is able to use fire to its best capability, so he attains all wealth. So in that sense also, Bhagavan, who manifests in the Agni Swarupa, he is Surya. The next nama is Savita. Sarvasya Jagataha Prasavita Savita. The one who is the progenitor of all the worlds. So Savita, Prasavita, Savita means the one who gives birth to all the worlds. Yes, because he is the Srishtikarta. In that sense, Bhagavan is glorified as Savita. Even in the sense of the sun, it is the one that gives rise to the various life forms in this world. Hence, it gives life. It initiates, or it helps in the manifestation of life. And hence, the sun god is also Savita, and Bhagavan, being the Srishtikarta of the Jagat, he is also glorified is as Savita. Prajanam tu prasavanat saviteti nigadyate iti Vishnu Dharmottare. So the Vishnu Dharmottara Purana reference is given by Acharya to indicate that Bhagavan is also glorified by this nama Savita, because he gives birth to the various beings according to their karmas. The 10th nama is Ravilochanaha. Ravihi Lochanam Chakshuhu Chakshurasyeti Ravilochanaha. The one who has the sun as his eye, he is Ravilochanaha. Ravi, Lochana are the two components of this nama. Ravi is the sun, and Lochana is eye. Acharya clarifies this. Lochanam means Chakshuhu. Lochanam Chakshuhu. Ravihi Chakshuhu Asya. So the one to whom the sun is the eye. Yes, the sun is the eye of Bhagavan. So he watches over all our actions through the sun. So whenever we see the sun, so it is, we have to be aware that it is the eye of the Lord which is moving about, which rises in the east and sets in the west. And again at night it arises as the moon, and again it watches our action. So with the two eyes in the form of sun and the moon, Bhagavan, with those two eyes, he constantly keeps a watch on all our actions. So, this awareness that we are being watched by Bhagavan is essential to keep us in the path of Dharma. And hence, through this Nama, we see Bhagavan is glorified as the one who has the sun as his eye to be a Sakshi, to observe what the Jivatmans, how the Jivatmans are going about in their life, whether they follow Dharma or not, is constantly watched by Bhagavan Narayana. Agnirmurdha Chakshushi Chandra Suryau. The Mundakopanishad is quoted by Acharya to indicate that Chandra Suryau Chakshushi. Chandra is one eye and Surya is one eye, and hence we are constantly watched by the Bhagavan through the Chandra and the Surya. Thus, with these 10 namas in verse 94, we have thus far seen 885 namas. Om Tat Sat Shri Krishnarpanamastu.